Hey, champions. Welcome back to another episode of Sideline Strategy of the Week, where you get to hear from some of us here at Salesloft regarding our favorite tips and tricks to help make you the most successful that you can be. My name is Melissa. I am a senior customer success manager on the Success at Scale team. I've been here a little over 4 years, and I'm really excited today to talk specifically to our admins regarding some settings that you can check today to ensure that you are having the foundation you need for success when it comes to data hygiene. And this is specifically a discussion for admins who are using a CRM alongside Salesloft. So I will go ahead and jump right into it. This is our demo environment. And as an admin, you can access your admin settings by clicking your initials in the top right and then jumping right into settings. So the first place we're going to touch on when it comes to data hygiene is going to be our import settings. You can find this under general settings. You have three import options available for your team. And when it comes to data hygiene, we like to say that your CRM should be the single source of truth. So locking this down and enabling your teams to only import from the CRM will be the cleanest flow of data between the two systems, and you'll experience the least amount of sync errors. And anytime your reps are allowed to import manually or import from CSV, it can open up the possibility for data mistakes to be made. So that is another reason why you can just select import from CRM here, click save, and lock down those import options. Next, we're going to head into roles. There are two out-of-the-box roles with Salesloft, the admin and user role. These by default are not editable. And within these roles, there is a permission called create people when lofting. And for both of these out-of-the-box roles, this is toggled on by default. So what can happen here as it pertains to your data hygiene is that when people are lofting emails through their connected email provider, they're clicking loft it. If that record doesn't exist in Salesloft at that moment, we are actually creating that record in Salesloft. If it exists in your CRM, great, we're linking it back to your CRM, no problem. But if it doesn't exist in your CRM, we're still creating that record inside Salesloft. So, in order to, continue to have your CRM be the single source of truth, we recommend toggling this off. And so the way you can do that is you can do that in any custom roles, which you've seen I've got a lot in this demo environment here. If you don't have any custom roles, then you can just go ahead and create one here, give it a name. You're going to select one of these to copy and then create it. So I'll just go into my example admin light and then create people when lofting. You can see now this can be toggled on or toggled off. And we recommend toggling it off for data hygiene purposes. All right. If you ever need to know and check on your people who are standalone records in Salesloft, a great way to do that is just where I've navigated here. So clicking our little bell icon is our notifications. There is a sync tab here, and then I like to click view all failing activities. If you see an error theme of cannot find person in CRM, and you see some of your reps running activities against these people records, then what that means is these records don't exist in your CRM. So there's nowhere for us to push this activity to. So this is a great way to just keep up with who is a standalone record in Salesloft. And what you can do is you can just go ahead and add these records to your CRM. Click retry on any of these. These line items should disappear in this particular failing CRM activities log. And it will push over that activity once we're able to find that person in your CRM. All right, so that's all with particular person records in Salesloft. Another place that we'll want to manage your data hygiene is with accounts. So our account management settings are not editable by default. These were something that were set up during your onboarding process. And the way that you see these here in my demo environment is the best practice recommendation. So if yours look like this, that's great. This will just be creating accounts in Salesloft only if they exist in your CRM. So that one-to-one relationship will be present. These fallbacks and creating accounts for people when there is no existing account to link to, those will create some data discrepancies. So, this one will create standalone accounts in Salesloft. And then this one, if there's no CRM ID found, but there's a person email domain or any of these fallbacks, we will be linking according to that. So we typically, like I said, recommend it to look like this. However, if you have some of those fallbacks turned on or create accounts for people turned on intentionally, that's great. That's why they're there as well. Um, if you need any help with this, let us know. Reach out to your CSM or your team of CSMs here, and we will be happy to walk you through how to clean this up. All right, a couple other places I want to touch on while I have you. So underneath CRM sync management, we do recommend having recognized CRM merges and recognizing CRM deletions turned on. This is just so that we can follow any merges that are happening in your CRM and follow any deletions that are happening in your CRM. So yes, again, we do recommend having those turned on. If you do see owner sync right here on the first page of CRM sync settings, we actually typically recommend to have this turned off. This is because if you have it turned on, people can make changes to ownership within Salesloft. And so that would not align with keeping your CRM as the single source of truth. So turning this off, making all ownership changes in Salesforce, and then making sure that those changes are reflected in Salesloft is our best practice. The way that you can make sure that your ownership changes are reflected in Salesloft is going to be through automation rules. There is a commonly used automation rule which you can find outlined in our knowledge base. It looks something like this. The trigger is when a person changes in Salesloft and the owner CRM ID is set or the owner CRM ID has changed, that we are going to set that Salesloft owner to the CRM owner. And that just keeps everything aligned to what's in your CRM. Let's see. Last thing here that I want to call out today for you guys is underneath cadences and tasks. We have automatic step and automatic task reassignment available for you. We recommend having these toggled on. This will align the activities that are queuing up in Salesloft with the ownership that you are managing in your CRM. So when you make an ownership change in your CRM, any team cadence steps that are outstanding will be automatically reassigned to the new owner, and any one-off tasks that are outstanding will be automatically reassigned to the new owner as well when you have these toggled on. So those are just some ways that an admin who is focused on data hygiene can ensure that all people and account records are properly linked to your CRM, preventing those standalone records in Salesloft. And yes, this does require some careful configuration in your global settings, but I hope that you found this video helpful so that you could follow along and check on your own settings today. Of course, reach out to us if you have any questions. And thanks for joining us. We hope to see you next time.